Whether you're traveling on business or pleasure, Hyatt Place San Antonio Airport is the right place for you. Enjoy a complimentary hot skillet breakfast, parking, and Wi-Fi. Centrally located, the hotel is a mile from the airport, great shopping, restaurants, and just minutes from downtown San Antonio. Make Hyatt Place your place.
I thought offensively we had a pretty solid day today. I feel like we kind of underperformed yesterday, and so I feel like as a unit we kind of came out right away and made some plays in our first clutch period. I feel like we executed, and I feel like the focus was there, which is good for us.
Looking at the practice reports, as you mentioned, it seems like defense kind of won yesterday, offense won today. What sparked that momentum for you guys?
I think it was really. I know yesterday we kind of left, with saying, hey, tomorrow when we come back, let's make sure we're ready to rock. Because it really wasn't, where we wanted to be, coming into a game where we know we have to, put up some good points. And so I think everyone came out today, like I said, from the get-go, it felt focused, especially just in the stretch even. It was a pretty crisp stretch, so it's mindset.
Being the last practice for you guys here, does that, kind of give you a positive sense knowing you're going into the game with that momentum also?
Absolutely, it helps a lot to have a good day like that. Our defense always competes with us, so it's nice, you make some plays against them, and, you feel like you're in a pretty good position.
Also for the O-line and D-line changed positions today. How did that go?
Hey, that was a blast. It was the first time getting a pass rush reps since probably senior year of high school, so it was nice. Got a little shake and bake. I got to go against Henry, so that was fun. We can jab about it for a while now.
How's DeForest at?
He's not a bad tackle, He's most of the D-line guys, they have good feet, so they can work around. They lean a little bit, but they're not too bad.
Is there anything? Is that just for fun, or is there anything you guys can actually?
It's probably some carry away if you BS about it, but honestly, it's mostly just for fun, I think, which was, that's what we accomplished.
All of a sudden now I've been there, I know how to do this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh yeah, give him a shake. It's good to, kind of flip it around sometimes and kind of think about it from the other side. So.
Tyrell Crosby said that he thinks he had at least 2 sacks today. You have to put up numbers. How do you think he did?
I'd probably give it to him, but I also got to say Tyrell likes to, he likes to overplay his athleticism sometimes. So, no, but he probably did. I thought it was a pretty good day, honestly, for the O-line getting over there. It's tough. It's tough to go over and pass block when you don't practice it. So,
has it sunk in for you yet that this is going to be your last college football game ever?
A little bit. I've kind of just been thinking about. TCU, but also at the same time, it's, it is kind of sad, thinking about today was probably the last day, kind of getting it all the pads on and banging out a little bit in practice. And it is, I'm a little nostalgic about how kind of fast things go, but it's been a blast.
Has the way the season kind of finished for you guys kind of, made your journey to Oregon worthwhile, or what you thought it hoped it would be?
Absolutely. And even earlier in the season we had some troubles. This is still one of the most fun seasons I've had. It's a great group of guys to be around, and just the way that kind of the MO of the program, the way that we operate, it's kind of made it from one of the more fun years of a senior year I could ask for.
What's it like?
Kind of along that line, has it been everything that you'd hoped it would be coming from Notre Dame and coming to this program?
Absolutely, and probably even more. I didn't know what to expect, leaving and jumping into a new place. And, even sometimes when I stop and think about the fact that I haven't been here the last few years, it's weird to think about because I feel like I'm right at home. So,
what do you see Tyrell's future, possibly left tackle? He started as a true freshman. What's the ceiling, I guess, on his skill set?
Honestly, I think for a guy like Tyrell, ceilings is as high as he wants to, as he lets himself be. He has some of them. He's one of the most natural, physically gifted guys I've seen, where he can just go out and he's got heavy hands and he's got great strength. I think for him, it's just a matter of, how much he, nails down his fundamentals and, and finishes guys, because he's, physically he's an animal. So I think the sky's the limit for him. He could be incredible.
How long did it take for you to get as comfortable with this team as you're at Notre Dame for 4 years? When was there a moment where you're just like, all right, these are my boys?
I'd say probably, over the summer, kind of getting in towards camp. You start going through the camp grind, and I think you get a good couple late night hangout sessions with the guys, and it kind of breaks out any of that uncertainty. And so I'd say, by the time camp is rolling around, I felt pretty good.
So it's probably pretty cool now to have, you got a big group at Notre Dame that you're buds with. This group too, those are probably people that you stay in touch with for a couple of years after. Right?
It's a big brotherhood. It's kind of cool just, as far as having a friend network and guys that I can kind of keep an eye on and know. It's cool to have kind of two groups like that that I really feel invested with.
started to look forward to what your plans are going to be after the bowl game?
Definitely. Trying to, keep it all in perspective, but at the same time, it'll be a big step. I like to kind of go day by day, and so it's tough for me. I like a kind of a structured setup, but obviously these next few months will be kind of, a big change up in a lot of ways. So I think it'll be interesting to kind of see where it all ends up. But right now, obviously excited, for TCU, and then, trying to keep that stuff on the back burner as much as possible.
Stick around in your team.
I haven't landed on a training place yet, but somewhere around.
Matt, we just lastly, we know Coach Wood's a great offensive line coach. What have you learned from him this year that, you spent 3 years in the Notre Dame program, but was there something that you actually took from this year from him?
Absolutely. Honestly, his approach to the game, the way that he interacts with guys, the way that he, goes about his business, I think was probably the biggest takeaway. If that sounds a little broad, I think it's just his way of operating, getting the job done, still instilling a level of toughness and, having a great, attention to detail with technique. He's a phenomenal coach, probably, one of my favorite offensive line coaches I've ever played for. So I think it's cool, and I wish I could have more time with him. He's a great guy.